Welcome to Transformation Over Tea podcast with MinistaMike. And in this series of podcasts, we will be transforming our mind one day at a time over a cup of tea or coffee or whatever your preference is. We will be transforming our mind in a very pleasurable way. You see, my approach to transformation is through a form of atomic habits. Like, you break it down into the barest minimum and don't try to take a lump of habit that you want to change all at once. So in this series that we'll be discussing, especially this month of February, I would like us to redefine our goals and see how to master one or two habits per week in achieving of our goals and objectives. So that is what we will be discussing. Okay, so today on mindset transformation over tea, I want us to redefine our goals. See, I understand that over the course of the year, over the course of the new year, maybe you did this in December. I understand that you have define your goals, you've put it down like everybody does, most people does. You have something that you call your New Year resolution. You understand? Your New Year resolution. So I understand that. Now I want you to bring it out again. So in this week's episode, we will be redefining your goals. Do you understand? In this particular February, what we'll be talking about generally will be discover what kind of life you really want. I don't want us to be emotional about these things called goals. I don't want us to be emotional about these things called achievement. I don't want us to be emotional about your life, because your life is full of everything that life is made up of: emotions, feelings, actions, determinations, and all. So I don't want sentiment here. That's the word I was looking for. There should be no do not approach your goals with sentiment. I want you to develop a kind of military mindset. A kind of it's as if you're in a war zone. When you are in a war zone as a military man, you don't give in to your feelings. So I want to believe and assume carefully now that your New Year's resolution were made out of the sentiment of, oh, this is the end of 2021, we're entering the year 2022, I want my life to be better. There was some feeling of, I did not do well 2021, this year must be better, I will do well. And it's noble. I'm not taking anything away from that. It's very noble, and I understand it and I applaud it. But one thing I've also noticed is that most times this fire is a bamboo fire. It's a fire that comes out of that burns fast and burns out quickly too. You know, if you set a bamboo tree on fire, it burns very fast, but it burns out also faster. The faster it burns, the faster it burns out. So I don't want the fire that you had in December or November, whenever, or maybe early January, that you did your New Year resolution. I don't want that fire to go out. So this week I want you to redefine your goals. Ask yourself these two major questions. What do you want to achieve in 2022? Okay, let me expand it a little bit. What do you want to achieve in life? That is the macro goal. That is the big goal here. What do you want to achieve in life? Then let's come down to this year. What do you want to achieve in 2022? What do you want to achieve in 2022? Let me spin it a bit, because I believe in mental imagery. What do you see yourself achieving in 2022? Now let's break that down further. What do you see yourself achieve in the next 6 months, in the next 4 months, in the first quarter, in the next 3 months, in the next 2 weeks, this week? What do you see yourself achieve? So if you've written it down, which I want you to do here, we're not playing, this is our lives. If you've written them down now, what one thing, just one, Just one place. That's simple. That's easy. What one thing must you do or will you do today that will lead you towards achieving of that goal? What one thing will you do today? If you consistently do one thing daily, in a week you've done 7 things, in a month you've done 30 things, in a year you would have done nothing less than 365 things. Do you understand what I'm going with this? So it's an accumulation of daily actions that culminate into a grand goal. Your goal, your big goals, your big financial achievement that you want to do will not happen like suddenly like that. It will be some micro actions, internal actions that leads to external action. Do you understand? Internal determinations. What you think in your head, in your mind, in your heart, and feel in your soul will spur you towards taking an action. So what do you want to achieve in life? What do you want to achieve in 2022? What do you want to achieve in the next 6 months? What do you see yourself achieve in the next 5 months, in the next 4 months, in the next 3 months, in the next 2 weeks, in the next 3 weeks, in the next 1 week? And today, what do you see yourself achieve today? So the next question I will want you to answer is, what do you have to do? What actions do you ought to take towards that goal? Now, write them down. Don't just listen to me. Write them down, because if you don't write them down, I don't see them happening. Do you understand? And we both agree that it must happen. So what do you see yourself achieve? And the number 2 questions that I want you to answer is, what are your priorities? As I wrap up this episode, as I wrap up this podcast today, what are your priorities? Just list 5 of them. Don't let's go to 10. Because like I said when I started this episode, I believe in the Atomic Habits. I believe, go search that book, please. Go search that book and buy it. It's literally changed my life. It changed the way I look at how I approach my goals, my objective, the things I want to achieve with my life.